Hello, everyone. This is Ijaz from Toronto. So we have our guest today with us, and I am going to introduce him. But initially, we'll take 5 minutes for everyone together, and then we will start our show. I'm super excited about today's show because I want to learn so many things about these two things that I mentioned in my post. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, people are liking it, but people have to join. So let's see. So if you have any specific questions, viewers, about the cryptocurrency or the blockchain or anything related to the cryptocurrency, please type your comments underneath, and then we'll have Alex to pick up on those questions, and we'll try to answer those. And this is how the show is going to progress. So, we have Iftikhar Chauhan. He's greeting in Urdu. Alex, I know you pointed out that I read that post and the whole chain of it yesterday, and. Yeah. The issue was that this is what Alex said, that you guys post in English and about the Facebook Live, and then you start talking in Urdu. So you lose the audience who speak English or who understand only English, and because they can't understand Urdu. So there have been a lot said from both sides. Both sides were arguing and trying to defend. Okay, we got Pakistani viewers, they don't know English and things like that. And then the other side said, okay, we only know English, we don't know Urdu, so how are we going to communicate? You're going to lose the viewership, you're going to lose the friends and things like that. So, yeah, I know all those comments from both sides, I would say, they were really, really nice. And but again, I think it mostly depends upon the audience. We are still a third world country, and we are still, a literacy rate is not there where it should be in terms of English as a second language, so that's the thing. Yeah. And the benefit of having a live is to really give away something that people can understand, they can relate it to themselves, So, so if we continue talking in English and they don't understand a thing, then we lose the whole intent or the purpose of this education. And these are all educational sessions. We are not selling anything. We are not buying anything out of these sessions. These are just purely educational, inspirational. That if Alex can do it, so can you. So can everybody do it, right? Alex is a normal human being like us. So if he can do it, we can do it. I can do it. You can do it. So this is the whole thing. So it's really awesome to have Alex on the show today, and so it's Thank about 5 minutes. So let's see. I'm going to dive into Alex's introduction, and let's get started. So please stay with us. My guest and the type of information he's going to share with us, it's breathtaking. I brought him for my own selfish reasons. I want to learn as you all do. In case you don't know me, my name is Dr. Ijaz Qureshi from Toronto, Canada. I'm on the mission to empower 1 million global social entrepreneurs to fish for life by providing them quality entrepreneurial education. This information and the interview will change your life. I'm going to take actions over the next many years until something big happens in my life. My guest is an expert on cryptocurrency, crowdfunding, public speaking, investing, and wealth allocation. Today we have Alex Bertlin. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you for having me today. I feel honored.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're committed, and you agreed on very short notice. Thank you so much for that. So so tell us about cryptocurrency. I mean, there is lots of myths. People don't understand. Everybody's talking about cryptocurrency. What is it? How does it differentiate from the normal paper currency, you know?
Yeah. Well, of course, it's a very long discussion, but to make it short and understandable, it's a form of payment that is not connected to fiat currency. So it's a totally decentralized version of money that you control yourself in most cases. There are other cases that where cryptocurrency works as a bank, for example. But in most cases, you control your own funds. And this, for most people, they say, oh, well, I control my own money today. But in reality, you don't, because there is a central bank involved. There are regular banks involved. You need the banks today in order to transact money. But with the cryptocurrency, you can transfer value from one person directly to another person without a bank facilitating this. And this is only one of millions of uses. Now we're talking only about cryptocurrency, but there are other types of uses. We can talk about this maybe in the next question, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you said there is no bank involved, or there's no middle person involved in the cryptocurrency kind of world, and we can use it to buy stuff where the cryptocurrency is accepted. But how does it work actually? People, if there is no bank involved, that means that we don't have a centralized, mainframe or those kind of servers, big honking servers. Where is this information stored, by the way?
Well, if we compare it to today's system where you use the bank, you have your bank, I have my bank, for example.
Yep.
And both our banks has a ledger or a copy of all the transactions that is happening in that bank. In cryptocurrency or in blockchain, then this ledger is distributed. So that means that in the example of Bitcoin, we have hundreds of thousands of computers across the globe that has the same copy of this ledger, and it is updated in real time. So it means that if I'm going to send you $100 worth of Bitcoin, then this whole network, this is easy explanation. It's not 100% correct, but it's the easy explanation, okay? So if I'm going to send $100 of Bitcoin to you, then it's a signal going from me out to the whole network. And all these networks with these separate ledgers is confirming if I have the money or if I don't have the money. And if it is confirmed from more than 50% of the network that I have the money, then the transaction is approved. If I try to send a fake signal, then the ledgers will see that I don't have this money, so it will be stopped. So this means that we can transfer money between ourselves without banks, without employees, without building that needs to pay rent, without electricity bills for the bank, and so on. So this means that it's a lot cheaper system, and it's way more secure than today's system.
Right. So you're trying to say that we don't need the big honking centralized system where the information is stored. The information is stored across the network on individual computers, and everything is encrypted, and it is validated. Once the transaction is initiated, that transaction gets validated against the ledgers which are stored on individual computers, and everybody has information about everybody else, and this is how the transaction is approved. So there is no chance of fake transaction. If I didn't buy 1,000 Bitcoins, I cannot really claim that I have 1,000 Bitcoins because the ledger doesn't say that. So that's great. That gives peace of mind to people that the money invested in Bitcoin will be safe, and they will be able to transact. Now, and we call this process as the blockchain. So the information blocks are stored in individual computers, and they are linked together. So they form like a chain, and that's why the name goes by the blockchain. So blockchain and crypto, they go hand in hand together, right?
Yes.
According to my information.
The blockchain is actually a separate thing from the cryptocurrency. The blockchain is one thing, and the cryptocurrency is like an application running on the blockchain.
Right. So blockchain is the, I would say, infrastructure. Is it true?
Yes.
The underlying infrastructure to support
Yes.
the cryptocurrency. If there was no blockchain, there would be no cryptocurrency.
Correct.
Right. Awesome. That's great. So now the most famous. Now, last time I have checked the crypto market, there are over 30, 50 some odd cryptocurrencies out there in the market. However, the most famous cryptocurrency that people are famous and people know about it is the Bitcoin. So tell us about Bitcoin, Alex. What is a Bitcoin?
Well, a Bitcoin is something that someone or a group invented in 2008, and it was launched in 2009. So a Bitcoin is really something that has the value of the Bitcoin is really based on its functionality. Some people argue that it has no value, but they don't know that it's usable, So it's the function, for me at least, that has value. We can speculate about anything, really. We can speculate that this air around me is worth this and that much money, but it has only use for me right now because I'm breathing it, so no one will buy this air. But in the case of Bitcoin, then the value is widespread because many people want to use this technology. And then because it is a finite amount of coins in the system, Bitcoin has 21 million coins in the system, and this number cannot change unless they scrap the system completely. So that means that the value of the coins increase with the demand. If more wants to use it, the price goes up. So it's an open trading platform for all of these coins. And Bitcoin is the grandfather of all these different cryptocurrencies out there. So it's also a gateway into the other coins, so to speak.
Good. Awesome. So Bitcoin is the grandfather. Viewers, as you heard, that was probably the most famous currency out in the market and in the cryptocurrency, and was the first one to launch the crypto currency kind of thing. So thank you so much for sharing that, Alex, with us. Now, I know, as I said, there are so many different cryptocurrencies. Would you like to share a few names which are famous and trending nowadays with our viewers, please?
Yeah, in the beginning, there was only, you needed Bitcoin in the beginning in order to get the other coins. But today we have more than 1,500 different cryptocurrencies out there.
Wow.
And today you can actually use probably 3 of them in order to gain access to the other. You have also Ethereum and Litecoin, and they are also taking ground from Bitcoin a little bit. They have different use cases. Ethereum is like a system for applications. You can launch applications and smart contracts on that one. So it's not something that you can compare to Bitcoin. So they are not really competing with each other, but when we're talking about the market and how to access the other coins, then they are competing, but not in the usability case.
Okay, so yeah, this is something new for me. I didn't know. I thought all cryptocurrencies are equal. I can use them wherever the Bitcoin is accepted. I can spend Ethereum as well over there. But I stand corrected now that Bitcoin has a different use, Ethereum has a different use, Litecoin has a different use. So everybody has a different use, and that is the beauty that these cryptos, they are not competing against each other, as you said, which is really, really important. Otherwise, whoever gets the ground running and gets the name, that's about it. The other cryptos are going to die unless something different happens. So this is something really different about cryptos, that every crypto has a different use of the crypto, and you need at least 3 cryptos to buy the rest of the cryptos. So that's a good information. Now, viewers, for your information, this session is for education purposes only. We are not selling any cryptocurrency over here. We are not selling any Bitcoins here. We are not buying any Bitcoins over here. However, the questions like people have been asking how to buy Bitcoins, that's the next question I have for Alex. People have asked that how to buy Bitcoin. That is in general, so we'll talk about it in general, and then we will see how we can address that for Pakistan. If you have information about Pakistan, then we can talk about it. Otherwise, we can just skip it.
Yes. So today there are many exchange platforms out there. Most of them only deal with the cryptocurrency. So you cannot buy cryptocurrency from those platforms with fiat money, Swedish crowns or dollars or whatever. You need, for example, Bitcoin in order to trade in those systems. But if you're a first-time buyer, you need to find one of the platforms that accepts fiat currency. Maybe you can pay with Visa or MasterCard or bank transfer. And this is your first buy into the crypto space. And there are different platforms for different regions or countries. For example, in my region and in the States, the most common one, I think, is Coinbase. And there you can instantly buy with the credit card. So that's a fast way in. I'm not sure how it looks in Pakistan because they are still talking about, I saw one of the questions on one of your posts. There was some talk if they believe that in Pakistan, if it was illegal. But in Pakistan, as far as I know, it is not illegal and it is not legal. So it's not decided yet. And this is the same case as in many, many other countries. So as far as I know, it's not illegal to use it anywhere except in, I think, 2 or 3 countries. And it's some type of dictatorship countries where you cannot use it today. But anyways, the entry is one of these exchanges. And I think that for all the viewers, you need to do your own due diligence and research these exchange platforms because there are some rotten ones out there. So be careful if you're looking for to go into the crypto market, where you go in. So that's one of my advices.
Awesome. That's great. So the next question, Alex, for you is how do we wisely invest into the crypto? So how do we invest in crypto?
I always tell people, I get this question every day, and they ask me, how much do I think that they should invest? I can't answer that. But there is one regular answer, and only invest what you're really prepared to lose in 1 hour's time. If you're prepared to lose it, and it's okay, invest that amount. Start with something, learn the system. It's really fun once you try it out. If you and me would transfer something, we can do this some other time, and we can show people when we transfer live. Did this in the Amy Carrier's classroom, and people really got this eye opener. So invest a little bit. You can invest $2 if you want.
Sure.
Yeah, just to learn.
Good.
Yeah.
So once you have invested, what people should do, I mean, how they keep an eye on what is going on, how is their investment worth? For example, if somebody invests $100, how would they know that, yes, it is still worth $100 or more or less, or what happened? So how do we do that?
Usually on the site where they buy their currency, there is you have the market price there. You can also check on the most common one, and that is coinmarketcap.com. I think most people use that one. I use several sites because customization on the page and so on.
And So how, where do they get this information, that the latest information about how much is the worth, like a Bitcoin? How much is Bitcoin worth?
They go directly on coinmarketcap.com. Okay. Then you have all the publicly traded coins and the values. You can see the value change in the past 24 hours or the 7 days. You can see the daily trading volume on each coin and so on. So you can get a feeling for the market. You can see, actually can compare coins and see what you believe is going to go down or go up tomorrow, for example, or in the long term. You can do the research. You can also, if you go into these different coins on CoinMarketCap, you have links to their official web pages, to their forums, and to the social media, and you can do your own research on how it looks, what is the feeling of the coin. And this is what I do every day. Go in and just see what the community is saying. And then I invest based on that.
Good, good. Now, is it something to do with Bitcoin mining, or that is a different concept, Alex?
Yes. That's that's a whole different concept. You can, when you talk about mining, previously we have only talked about how to buy cryptocurrency.
Yes.
So who made this cryptocurrency? Someone made it. It's a production. It's a computational production. So blockchain and cryptocurrency is based on cryptography. It's a advanced mathematical algorithm that is calculating transactions, so to speak. So you can actually create your own cryptocurrency from your home if you build your own mining rig. When we talk about Bitcoin, it's very difficult if you have like a normal laptop or like a desktop computer to mine the Bitcoin, because the difficulty is quite high when in regards to Bitcoin. Then you would need more power. There are specialized mining rigs that you can buy, for example, and they will just go on day in, day out. You will pay the electricity and you will get returns in Bitcoin. So depending on your setup or your mining rig, this is calculated and how much return you will get after you pay the electricity bill. And there is, of course, an investment to buy this gear.
Great. So actually, how do you mine actually? So I understand that, yes, you have to keep an eye and what's going on and things like that. But how do you actually mine? What are the tools to mine for Bitcoin, for example?
Yes, let's say that if I send Bitcoin to you, and then in the case of Bitcoin, the system, the blockchain runs every 10 minutes. So during 10 minutes time, the blockchain collects all the transactions in a block, so to speak. And once this is complete, the whole networks of global miners will compete. It's like a competition on who will be the one that will make this transaction. And the winner will be awarded with Bitcoin from the blockchain. And this is automatic. It's not a person that is sending an email with Bitcoin. So this is also automatic. And this is one of the designs of blockchain. It's called proof of work. So this is the incentive of mining. You help with the transactions without you knowing it really, because it's just a rig that is on computing codes all the time, and you get your reward in Bitcoin. So you don't really know what's happening. You don't really have to have a super technical mind in order to mine Bitcoin. There are pre-made rigs that you can buy. You need some type of skills to start up the rig and customize the program, so to speak. but most people, I think, can do it if they want.
Good, good. Thank you very much, Alex, for that information. Now, to my knowledge, the Bitcoin, a single Bitcoin cost is thousands of dollars, right? So can we buy Bitcoin in portion? For example, I have $100 to invest in crypto. Can I go ahead and buy a fraction of Bitcoin for $100, whatever it's worth that day or time when I'm buying it? I know it fluctuates over a period of time. So is that possible, or I have to spend like for one Bitcoin, I have to spend thousands of dollars to buy the whole Bitcoin?
Yeah, that's a good question, because in my experience, most people think that they have to buy one full coin. And this is the reason why some people buy coins that is worth less. But you can actually buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. It can be divided with 8 decimals. So it's a really, really, really small micro amount. You can buy anything, and it doesn't matter how much you buy. It will decrease or increase as much in value as if you buy 1,000 Bitcoin. It's the percentage that is the value, not the amount you have.
Good. That's great. That's great. So is it wise, in your opinion, and this is just your opinion I'm asking about, nothing to do with any advice or anything. Again, I'm going to warn the viewers that this information in this session purely is for your education. We are not selling any cryptocurrency over here in this show, or you're not buying any cryptocurrency based on the information that we provide you. We are not liable for any gains or losses if you decide to do so. So this is just a disclaimer that I had to tell people, because this is a very sensitive topic nowadays, and I just wanted to say that. So, yeah. So we, according to your opinion, I mean, does it worth to spend or invest into the crypto as compared to keeping the hard cash money?
I think that, as with all, if you are a person that is looking for some type of return, I have never believed in investing in one thing. You need to diversify, and this is for me personal as well. Never put all your money in one basket. So I think that yeah, if you're looking at possible returns, yeah, it could be a good thing. But as you said yourself a couple of seconds ago, be aware. Bitcoin plunged in value with 50% in a couple of days. That's now right. It's on the rise again. We never know what will happen. Some of the currencies have gone up thousands of percent in a week. That's and then right. Plunged again. So it's a very volatile market. You need thick skin in order to play in the market, That's right.
So it's not like mutual funds or guaranteed saving accounts and things like that, where that your principal is protected, and so you only worry about the profits and losses on that. Your principal is protected. So it's not like that. It means if you bought the Bitcoin and they go down, you go down with them too. So
yes, absolutely. I have a broad vision of the market, and I think it's absolutely here to stay. We will see in the end how regulations will play out, but this is mostly regarding payment coins. But it's going to be millions of other use cases that regulations will it will be played out differently. So you don't have to earn money with the actual payment coins. There is millions of other stuff coming out, different uses.
Right. Now I have seen that people have started putting the signs out there onto their windows or glasses outside where they say that Bitcoin accepted. So that is something really changing in the world, that people are realizing that that's the carving on the wall. You can't really close your eyes and avoid the crypto. It has been there. It's going to be there, and it's going to it's going to survive. And people, more and more people will start using these cryptos and go away from the traditional currencies over a period of time. It's just a matter of time, that these things will happen. We have our great sister Mara Ahmad. He's
Hello,
welcoming
Mara.
you, Alex. You probably know Mara. Mara is a great person. She's from Wisconsin, United States. She's a great social worker. She's a registered nurse. I really admire her work and her efforts in the social world, to be honest. She is a great soul, and she's a great human being. She's my great sister.
I tune into her lives now and then and watch her content. It's great.
Awesome. So now the difficult question, Alex, for you. We are coming towards the end of our show, but again, for the viewers, I want to ask that now we talk about black money and white money, right? We talk about buying stuffs like drugs and the firearms and things like that, which really required hard currency to be transported or exchanged for those material products, right?
Yes.
And then the DEA and things like that, those organizations, they kind of monitor what's going on, where the money is changing hands and things like that. So is there something like a governing body that really monitors what's going on in the crypto world so that they discourage the buying the drugs using the crypto, or buying the firearms and things like that, the nasty things, the human trafficking, women trafficking and child trafficking and things like that? Now, who monitors that? Is that something that is being considered?
It's being considered now, but this is a big question mark how this will play out. We see now that regulators are looking at the exchange platforms, not the people itself, but the exchange platform. And the reason is it's not guns or drugs. It's because money. We are exchanging fiat currency for something else, and the governments, of course, wants a piece of that cake. So I think the issue is mostly money, but of course, they will have some insights in who is owning some of these currencies. Like Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not as anonymous as people believe. It's possible to trace the IP numbers with your wallet and so on. So a lot of criminals are taken down today because they don't understand the system. There are other coins that is more like cloaked, so that if you want to use it in that way, you can, of course. But we will see. It's in this year, I think we will see some form of regulations, but I think it will only be against the exchange platforms. If I transact between myself and you, there will be no insight into that, I think, this year. What will happen next year, I don't know. But today, I think it's only the exchange platforms that will be scrutinized because of this.
Okay. And legally, there is no limit how much you can invest in the crypto, right? I can spend like millions of dollars in crypto.
Yes, it depends on the platform that you use. Most platforms are not liquid for a lot of money. So I know that some people that sit on, like dragon hoards of Bitcoins, but they cannot exchange it because no platform will give them fiat currency. It's too much. People that sit on 1,000 Bitcoin, 10,000 Bitcoin, you need some special service in order to exchange this amount of money, because the platforms will not take this amount.
So the next question comes I'm a layman, right? I know nothing, nada, zero about the crypto, investing into it and things like that. So, like for the hard money, the cash, there are brokers, financial brokers that can help you invest in forex and things like that. There are so many companies offering assistance with forex and things like that. Is there something for crypto as well, that there are companies or individuals who are offering their services? So I don't want to deal with the monitoring how the Bitcoin is doing or how the Ethereum is doing or Litecoin and things like that. I just have $100,000 to invest in. I give it to that person, and that person is responsible for managing my money. Be it becomes $200,000 or be it become $50,000, I don't really care. So are there some services out there in the market right now?
I have seen quite a few of them. Again, in that area, you need to be especially careful because you are giving money to someone that you don't know. Often it's network marketing companies. I have nothing against network marketing, but you really need to do some good research if you're going to today give your money to those companies. I have done it. But research.
Those are the three things that you would advise. Yeah.
Yes, viewers, absolutely.
Yeah, viewers, you heard Alex said 3 things are important for crypto investment. And number 1 is research. Number 2 is research. And number 3 is research.
Yeah.
So absolutely, do it on your own risk and your own information that you gather. This informational session is for education purposes only. All right, so that's awesome. Now, the next question is, are there any limitations on the taxes? And I know it's a difficult question, may not be directly related to you, but again, I'm just asking from a layman perspective that, okay, if I make $100,000 on something, the government takes a certain percentage of that amount, and that is deducted before even I get the $100,000, right? Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of the crypto, are there any rules and regulations that if you earn a certain amount, is there any tax on that, or it's just, under the table? Everything is like hidden, everything is in the dark.
Yeah, that's different in every country, I think. If you look at Sweden, here we use Coinbase, as I said earlier, and then you need to pay taxes for the gains. So if you sell cryptocurrency on Coinbase and you will get euro on that account, you can transfer it to your Swedish account, and then you will pay tax just the same as if you had earnings from selling a stock, for example. Okay. It's the same today. It's the same rules as selling a stock.
Now, what if, Alex, I don't convert the Bitcoin into the euros? I can still buy stuff. I can buy like a Porsche car or something using my Bitcoin, right? Yes. I don't have to pay taxes on that, right?
It's debated. I think that the tax office in Sweden has recently updated how they are believing this should be done. I read it a couple of times, but it's a real mess. If, for example, this is only in Sweden. If you are a trader and you do a lot of trades, then you need to report every trade you do. And it's not the viable solution for this. Everything you buy with cryptocurrency, you need to report that to the tax office.
I see.
They will not be able to manage all this themselves, so they need to change it. But we will see. We will see how they will tackle this one.
Exactly. As the things are evolving, I'm sure that there will be lots of legislation will be implemented and coming based on individual countries, and there would be no central kind of policy or legislation that would be implemented globally. each country has to really go forward and look and devise their own rules and regulations against crypto and how they want to deal with it. That's great. Yeah. Well, awesome, Alex. I'm sure that our viewers have really received lots of great information from this session. I'm super excited to have you on the show. And people will be watching this after we save it to Facebook Live. And whoever is watching, I really thank those viewers who have been with us throughout this session. And I'm sure that you guys have received lots of valuable information. Friends who will watch this video of Alex and myself later on in their own leisure time, please do comment and do let us know if this session was informative to you. Alex is tagged on this post, and he will get your questions. If you have any questions, please comment. Even afterwards, you're watching the video, after we stop the live session, please ask questions. We need your comments. And we cannot do these kind of sessions without your help and your wants and your needs. I thought that this is the need at the time. People have to be informed about crypto. What is crypto? What is blockchain? How they can invest? We discussed all these questions, and you got the answers from the authority in Bitcoin. My guest, Alex Bertlin, is from Oslo, Norway. He is right now in Sweden. And I really thank Sister Mara. Thank you all for knowledge and that you have shared. Thank you, Mara. This is the whole purpose of this show, that yes, Alex has a wealth of information about crypto. He's the authority on crypto. So that's why I really invited. I'm really thankful to you, Alex, for your time. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I have a personal request for everyone that is listening. I know that every time I go live and talk about this, I get tons of friend requests. If you want further information, you need to send me an inbox. Do not add me. Follow me or send me an inbox, and I will answer accordingly, because I just delete people that don't communicate with me first. Very important. I think that Rihan Alwala is trying to teach this as well, but most people just push the add button, and I will push the delete button. So I welcome people into my network that is positive and driven. So just send me an inbox, and we can have a chat first. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we had another a friend of mutual friend with Alwala, and that person was fed up with those requests where people don't come in and introduce themselves, who they are, why they want him to be the Facebook friend, or want to find out more about the other person. What does he do? What does he is up to? You know, that is important too. So it's not a one-way. Friendship is a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. The whole purpose is of making 500, common friends, mutual friends with Rihan Alwala, is not to give out a laptop or a mobile phone. The purpose is to really know the people on the other side, you know, and introduce yourself, introduce your culture to them, learn their culture and their values, and understand how they live their lives in the other countries outside of Pakistan. And same thing again, that the other people should start understanding and appreciating about Pakistan, that how great people are there, and what is in that country to offer, and things like that. So friends, it's a two-way street. So as Alex said, if you want him to be your friend, please inbox him, ask him before you even hit the add friend button. Otherwise, you heard that Alex has the power to press the delete button. So that is something you have to really keep an eye on. If you have any questions, don't forget to inbox Alex. Alex said, inbox me, do not add him, all right? So I have one more question here. I have a friend of mine, Atif Ahmad, is asking, is Bitcoin still the king of cryptocurrency? That's an interesting question.
Yeah. Yes, there is a term that is called, that the community has termed the flippening, and this term is about if or when Bitcoin loses the top position. And if we look, I see now at coin market cap, there we can see how much dominance Bitcoin has over the rest of the coins. And today, Bitcoin has 37.1% in market dominance. 1 year ago, yeah, I think it was 94%. So in 1 year's time, they have lost really much ground. So we will see what happens in this year, if it's possible that Ethereum or Litecoin can surpass the volume of Bitcoin. What will happen then to the value? We don't know. So that's a good question. Thank you for that. Really good question.
Yeah, it is. It is really a great question. So thank you so much for putting that up there. Atif is a great friend of mine. So that was the last question, friends, we took. And once again, Alex, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, viewers, until next time with another great guest, this is your Dr. Ejaz Qureshi from Toronto, Canada, signing off. Thank you so much for your time. Love you.
Bye.